Hello, my name is Victoria Vélez and I'll present the Agrosuper's PMO, located in Rancagua, Chile. The lead nominator's name is José Holguín Vargas. He's the PMO chief. Hereafter, I'll introduce the presentation of our Agrosuper PMO. The schedule that will be developed is the one which we received through the given guidelines by PMO Global Alliance. Our PMO is located inside the Agrosuper company. Agrosuper is a company dedicated to food elaboration and marketing. It has become the leading brand nationwide, and part of the products are also being sold at the foreign market. It is characterized for keeping processes vertically integrated, from the elaboration of food for animals to the delivery of products to large customers. It distributes all along the country through sales offices. We also have commercial offices abroad, in Asia, Europe, North America, Oceania, and of course Latin America. The main products are derived from chicken, pork, turkey, salmon, and processed foods. These are the main numbers that characterize us. On the main data, we find 8,833 suppliers. Agrosuper also has 60,343 customers. We export to 67 different countries all around the world. 2,030 different products are being developed to distribution. 1,654,752,000 in total sales revenue. 7,428,000 in contributions to community. 44,075,000 in environmental investment. In human resources, we have 14,715 people. Regarding the PMO, our PMO was born in 2005. Initially, it was designed to put the demand in order. At the time, it was handled by the IT management department. There weren't any differences neither in initiatives nor in types of projects. Pedro Aguirre, who was the boss of the PMO in 2005, began to lead the design of the methodology that will permit to distinguish between the most common system incidents and the ones that require more dedication from the management teams. The current PMO depends on the Agrosuper IT management, and it is the only PMO inside Agrosuper. It focuses on everything related to the project development and management in the previously mentioned area. Next, we will take a look at the history of our PMO. As I previously mentioned, the PMO was created in Agrosuper in 2005 under the name of Control Office. The first functions were safeguarding the executables and IT system with the purpose of keeping the good quality in between what was being developed and passed to production. Parallel to the previous described task, we started to identify the attention types that management was given to clients. With this, different sorts of initiatives were launched, and which we're still working on. With the projects being identified, we started to build processes supporting the work that every single one would develop. We began the construction of workflows for each one of them: projects, evaluative improvements, and corrective improvements. The same year, we decided to implement a system that would support the application of the workflows and would allow us to be able to save the history of them to measure them at some point in the future. In 2006, the second control office was established. The first one continues strengthening the work of implementing the work project management practices, while the second one, with the arrival of SAP, starts creating a procedure to meet the demands that this big project brought to the company. In 2013, the PMO is formalized and unified. The PMO team reinforces itself with new team members, and José Holguín takes charge, since Pedro Aguirre becomes sub-manager in the quality area and systems. That year, we held meetings with different project development teams in order to get to know their realities and necessities. we strongly took up the use of PPM ChangePoint tool with all the benefits this tool can offer to a project office. In 2014, and after a failed attempt in previous years, we incorporated the register of hours to keep track on how the teams spent and distributed time. Reports associated to this practice were generated, and they were shown in different meetings in order to visualize how we spend the time during the day. The same year, together with management and IT sub-managers, KPIs were defined. With this, we would measure the teams regarding the accomplishment of deadlines of budgets committed by the project managers and the clients. With this, we strongly encourage the teams to put more emphasis in the accomplishment of agreements with their clients. In 2015, and continuing with the exploitation of benefits provided by our PPM, we prompted the use of planning in hours. To the chronograms we generated, we added the dedicated time to each one of the members of the team belonging to Agrosuper. The purpose was to give a daily look at the demand our teams were having. Afterwards, we created quick reference to make it a fast guide that would indicate what distinguishes one project to the other, which works had to be developed, which methodologies had to be used, etc., as a way to advise the teams to make their decisions simpler. In addition, the first PMO News was created in 2015 with all the management projects, and it became available to all the company. It turned into an edition published twice a month. In 2016, the PMO, together with the executive IT team, decided to launch a new type of project. The projects were called Corporative Visibility. These projects are very large scale. They sum up a major quantity of people to its development. They integrate different areas in the company. The budget is way superior to other types of projects, and in general, because of all these characteristics, they have major relevance for management and the company. Due to the visibility that these projects start having, Agrosuper has more visibility regarding the project development practices we have in IT management. In addition to this, others began to ask for some services to our PMO. We incorporated agile practices in 2017. We start measuring ourselves to a worldwide level. Along with that, we realized that not all the ideas our clients gave us were registered. Or there was a register, but it was not in our PPM ChangePoint. We had to create a workflow that allowed us to capture our clients' ideas and show the time we dedicated to these ideas. We gathered the data and checked our current project workflows. We identified that we were doing to make our projects heavy. We identified all those unnecessary points making us waste time. As a result of the analysis, we created a flow called Fast Track, identifying characteristics in it that allow us to do our job more efficiently, without having an impact in the operational continuity for our businesses, without creating new business processes. The same year, the IT management hires the consultant services from Gartner Consultancy Agency. Working with them, we had access to vast number of world indicators, which allowed us to compare us and visualize how we were globally in terms of projects. Comparing ourselves to the world, 4 indicators were generated for our informatic management. These are: number 1, on-time delivery according to our agreement with the client. Number 2, on-time budget according to our agreement with the client. Number 3, the average percentage of deadline deviation. And number 4, the average percentage of budget deviation. Number 3 and 4 are numbers related to the deviated projects. With big amounts of information, we created and then stored historically in our PPM. We created the first yearbook with information related to project management. It was distributed all over our IT management area. In 2018, after a long journey with change management area, we set ourselves the task of having a registry repository, so afterwards we could see the lessons we learned on the projects. Finally, in the middle of that year, we were able to build a system and implement it in Agrosuper. As Jose Alguin said, during all the years of existence of our PMO, we have remained aligned with our management's goals and needs. We have also incorporated support to other managements, which have seen the need to incorporate methodology of projects in their areas. After our company and PMO's description and some of our history, we will go through our current structure. As you can see in this slide, our PMO is located under the Quality and Systems sub-management. It depends on IT management. At the same time, it depends on administration management and the company finances. It is the only PMO in the inside Agrosuper. It presents support services to all the self-management offices that depend on the IT management, and currently, other management offices which depend on the general manager, which are also asking for some of our services. The PMO is composed by one PMO chief, who has one PMO engineer, and 3 PMO analysts in charge. Each one of the members aim to support the project's development carried out by each one of the sub-management offices at the IT management. Each one of these sub-managing areas has a project manager and an analyst, who are supported integrally and transversely by our team. Among the functions our PMO executes, we highlight process definition for the project's development, administration of our PPM, manufacture of reports for periodical revisions of the state of our management, definition, manufacturing, and safeguarding all documentation generated in the project, constantly applying improvements to the processes in our project, support the development of corporative visibility projects with impact in the company, support other managements in the company which need the incorporation of better practices developed in the project. Here, we will check which are and have been the main objectives of our PMO works for day after day. Our mission inside the IT management is to support the project management, providing knowledge, experience, tools, methodologies, and training to teams so they implement each one of the defined stages of the projects they lead. The main functions of the PMO are related to keeping the development of projects in the scope, the time, the expenses agreed with the customers at the beginning of the project. To do this, we provide the teams different tools to execute projects, supervising their jobs, giving information on time, allowing to make decisions and proactive and reactive measurements in case of deviation during the project's life cycle. The main functions of the PMO are to manage shared resources, showing the teams people's planification, the register of time, their availability to take new topics, to identify and apply methodologies, better practices and standards, constantly tracking our procedures and applying improvements when necessary. All of this inside the IT management team support. To guide, to train, to supervise the project teams. To monitor the methodology accomplishment with the help of our PPM tool and with different meetings we have agreed with the other teams to follow their work. Every 15 days to follow up on the sub-managements, constantly checking on their projects, portfolios, and meetings with the teams, showing the times, budget, resources, our register in the projects, and demanding capacity planning. To manage the PPM change point in a transversal way for our IT management. To support the PMO incorporative visibility projects, given initial alignments for managing projects, constantly following regular meetings with the concerned people's group and informing the organization about the state of the project. Now, we will see the main results we have obtained through the PMO over the last 12 months. The addition of better practices to the project realization has improved the commitment we have acquired with our customers, which is reflected on the percentage of projects given at the established deadlines and costs. For example, in 2017, regarding the accomplishment of deadlines, in Agrosuper we are positioned on a 30% over the world's average indicated by Gartner. This is Agrosuper's 87% of the projects which are delivered on time versus a 57% based on Gartner's world average. By 2018, Agrosuper once again is positioned over the average with an 89% of projects delivered on time versus a 62% based on the world's average by Gartner. We have managed to give valuable information for the Agrosuper IT management, shown in different moments. Proof of this are the monthly reports we give our management, and in the end of each year, the project annual report, which also works to improve our indicators. Additionally, part of this relevant information is presented by the IT manager to the Agrosuper directory. We have managed to position the PMO in a transversal way to the company, through SAP, JAM, and in general, through our own actions in every single project in our IT management. This has helped other managements to ask for our support services in the administration of the projects in each one of their areas. Finally, we will review the following steps we have thought of given as PMO. To adapt our current methodology for projects to the new times, meeting our internal customers' demands, taking care of essential aspects of the project's development, we must look through our processes again, taking out all those things making our tasks heavier, adapting them to the real needs of our clients, keeping the attention in our operational continuity and the satisfaction of them. To update our current PPM, focusing on agility, refreshing our methodology, and the communications between people. We must adapt the systems to our current needs. These necessities have been analyzed, and our current PPM does not count with the answers to what we really want. For example, the collaborative work. To implement the TCO in projects, in order to know the real costs of execution and operation of our systems, we want to reach the real cost of what it means to be implementing projects in our company. The previous statement is because we're only running the cost of external consulting and our team's hours of dedication. Thanks for your attention. We appreciate the opportunity to participate representing our country in the PMO Global Awards by the PMO Global Alliance.